just like anything else. I've got the gym and I've got a fitness room I can walk to in the community. I didn't expect this, and by the time I thought about it, I was just too late. I was like, everybody else thought the same thing.
So what about the stuff you bought? Didn't you buy like a bench or something for the house?
So I got a flat bench. I tracked down one of those. I've got a few dumbbells, but they're super lightweight because that's all that's out there. And I've got some plates, but no bars.
What are they, 2 ounces?
No, they're like 15, which is nothing. But I got a couple 25-pound plates, but plates are different. So I'm kidding you not. When I put in the chat, I'm fucking out in my front yard, like resistance bands, like around the palm tree, trying to like do like chest, with the bands. And then I got another tree with a branch. That I'm doing like the tricep pull down with the bands. Like I'm fucking Van Damme, in the jungle, kicking down the tree. It's like...
You're gonna be like, we're just chopping down trees,
dude. I'm not kidding. I'm like, it's driving me crazy. Like, because work is so fucking stressful. Because I'm going to work every day and trying to keep the place functioning. And
why don't you bring some rims home from work and like, can you put a pipe through them and then use that?
Brian, people are going to Home Depot and they're building like squat racks out of 2x4s and concrete 5-gallon buckets, and mixing concrete and stuff. It's
and who are these people
paint cans, Gary? Those things are like 20 pounds.
What say again?
paint cans.
Yeah, dude. Listen, I have so many like body weight stuff. I'm trying. It's not the same. You know what I mean? It's not. You feel.
Did you see the gains going down?
Yes.
Yeah.
Gains going down.
So Gary, I have to tell everybody this, just so you know we're live, by the way. But
all right.
So Gary hits me up. I think it was yesterday, the day before yesterday. He's like, "I'm on my last pack of chicken." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, no more chicken." I go, "Get the fuck out!" Like for me, that made me laugh out loud. Like because Gary always has chicken. Like if Gary has a bag of chicken with him all the fucking time.
Dude, I got nothing left.
Like Gary will eat a meal with us, but then eat a fucking bowl of chicken 25 minutes later, or 25 minutes prior. So I know you're bugging out. So
yeah, I like there's none to be found, and that's one of the things I splurge on for myself, that and fucking toys, just because like I have to get it at Whole Foods because it's the only place I can find it here that has the air chilled chicken that actually tastes good, and it's expensive. So I suck it up and I buy it, and it's fine. I was hoping that would make it a little less resilient to hoarding stuff, but there wasn't any there last week. I'm going to try again tomorrow after work and hope.
What's your backup like when?
Do they have no chicken at all?
Dude, it's like obliterated, like the chicken breast section. And the thing is Dave's right. Like I buy it in big bulk, like packages. I'll buy like $100 at a time and cook it. So it's just I'm off. So I'm doing egg whites, ground chicken breast, which kind of sucks. It doesn't taste very good. Bison, turkey, but it's just not the same. Chicken is like, so it's that combination. Don't laugh, Dom. It's that combination of like no gym outlet for stress. You feel like you're not using the energy and you're not eating as clean as you want. It's like crazy,
So it's like, is it just like the big chicken breast that they're missing, or is it like chicken cutlets?
It was everything.
Tenderloins, everything. Right?
Yeah, this was a week ago, but I typically, like I said, I've kind of kept my eyes open when I've been in other stores, and it's just
Gary, I might have some 3-year-old chicken in my freezer.
Yeah, I heard about your steak. I think a substitute.
I think you're good if you mail it. It would probably defrost by the time it gets to the counter.
Yeah, might be ready to cook.
It's just, it's bizarre, man. The stuff you never thought you'd have to think about. It's like,
oh, dude, over here, last 2 weeks, it's like Mondays forget about it, don't even fucking shop, and then like when they start stockpiling it by the weekend, it's gone. It's gone again. So.
I mean, I can find eggs again pretty easily, and like the cartons of egg whites. I just don't understand. It's not like there's a plague that's killed off the chickens, but I mean, it's not one of those things where like I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Well, one of the chicken plants in Delaware had to shut down because the people working there got sick.
That, and they're also practicing social distancing with chickens as well. So they can't mate to create more chickens.
So I guess I should know what I want to do for next year's Jackal Squad gift. I'd like a A chicken and a rooster, please. and Shelf Gravy can make me a diorama to store them in the backyard and just start my own
Well,
farm.
yeah. I mean, we can build you a chicken coop. That's not a problem.
Can
that
you
with no
do that,
hesitation.
Gary? Though, can you do that, Gary? Can you actually breed your own chicken and then, like, actually kill those chickens? I can see you being friends and making friends with those chickens.
I think you're right. I don't think I could do it. I really don't think I could do it.
Look at that chicken and say, "You're going to be my dinner tonight."
No, it's fair. That's a fair point. As I don't know if I have it in me. You know what I mean?
Oh, that one's my friend. That one's nice to me. I can't do this to that one.
We got to eat, Gary. Pick one.
God.
Oh, shit. Well, it looks like Jose's not going to make it today.
Yeah,
So-
where is he?
I don't know.
I'm a little worried.
I hope he's okay. He's in the the midst of all this stuff. Jose's one of the unsung heroes of the medical world. But hopefully he'll get here, before the show's over. If not, hopefully we'll find out what's wrong. But anyway, Jose, you'll be missed today. I'll take over the ranks. I'm Energon Addict. Welcome to Breaking the Mold on your Tuesday night episode of Realm of Collectors. I'm going to say hi to everybody. So let's start off with Mr. JD, Mr. Introvert number 3.
Hi, people. Hi.
What's up, JD?
Hey. I'm shy, and I'm here to make friends.
All right. You have a good weekend? What's going on?
Yeah,
how you
yeah.
keeping busy? What's new?
Just keeping busy. We've been, of course, working on dioramas, and I entered into a contest through the Diorama Creators page, their Instagram, for Mythic Slayers contest. It was all diorama and custom figures, like Mythic Legion stuff. Anything mythic, we didn't get done what we wanted to get done, so we entered something else, and we finished up a little bit of, like whatever, a week before. But yeah, we'll find out who wins here soon enough.
What's the prize? Is it just bragging rights or?
No, it's some Mythic Legions.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's pretty
Sure.
cool.
All
It's a
right.
pretty cool page. They feature a lot of really talented people. And usually anytime we post anything, they're all over that too. It's just a really cool page, a really big community. But yeah, we've been working on stuff. Again, if anybody's waiting for anything, just bear with us. We got some details that we're putting together, and hopefully by this time next week, stuff is going to start getting mailed out. So this whole, being trapped at home and all that kind of stuff is kind of, it's kind of scary, but at the same time, like, it's giving us the opportunity to get stuff done. But yeah, started tearing a bathroom apart, and she's painting the kitchen, and so we got like home projects and stuff going on too. So
That's good. I think that's very smart to be doing stuff like that.
yeah,
I'm just lazy as fuck, so I was like,
you'll have to excuse me. I think I'm high as fuck because like
oh,
yeah,
My
no,
my friend.
like the adhesive, because we put new floor down in the bathroom, and I'm pretty sure the fumes have gotten to me pretty good.
Did you have to lift up the old floor?
Wait, what?
Did you have to lift up the old floor first?
Yeah, I ripped the old floor up.
What's
Yeah.
it, tile?
Well, no, it was
Is it
like
another-
linoleum tiles, like those cheap dollar store things.
you probably got asbestos. Don't even know it.
There's asbestos in this house.
Did you find treasure?
Treasures.
No,
Did you
there's
find a map?
no treasure. I just ripped everything down to the subflooring. So,
Wow.
and then I had to paint, anything that may have gotten wet. I, primed
Sealed
it.
it. Yeah.
Killing it. You know.
Nice.
Yeah. So floor's done, toilet's back together. I just got a sink to do in there, and that's pretty much done. Other than painting the walls.
So you're replacing the vanity entirely, or
Yeah, yeah. So
is that hard or easy to do? I need to do that in my bathroom.
I mean, I would say it's probably difficult if you don't know what you're doing.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, well,
It's a good
yeah,
thing you guys are in the same state, right? Just
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we're not, but close enough.
I'm sure.
Delaware is
I'm
in
sure there's-
everybody's state.
I'm sure there's home improvement stuff you can get sucked into. I know you have your YouTube binges. I'm sure there's some of that shit. You know, This Old House and stuff like that.
I love This Old House.
Uh-huh.
There's
That
a
sounds
new
like
Yankee
fun.
Workshop. That was good. Home Time. I like that.
Well, Brian, how you doing?
I'm fine.
You sure?
For those of you who might want to get a transformer just for fun, this one here, this Siege crosshairs, don't buy it.
You see how Dom, how it just leaned at the perfect time? Like,
Yeah, it
Or-
leaned and
Don't
then
buy
it
it.
went to the ground.
I thought it might be interesting. You know, I don't know who he is. He looks like he would go with other chug guys, but
It's got prime colors.
I mean, if you can find it for $10, yeah, but don't buy it for 20.
Isn't that just a repaint of Cup?
I think it's a repaint of Ironhide.
Ironhide, I think.
Ironhide, yeah.
But anyway, that's that. I don't know about you guys, but like since this all began, I feel like it was like 3 months ago. But anyway, I still wake up every morning. I'm like, all right. I'm like immediately into my regular routine, and then like when I get out of the shower, I'm like, oh yeah, fucking pandemic. What the fuck is this? It's crazy. Some fucking guy eats a raw bat, and then we're all stuck in our homes now. Fucking, what's that? The butterfly effect? Is that what that is, Gary?
I think it's something like that, right? The chain reaction that happens is it's another example where the Simpsons predicted the future.
Yeah.
For
Well,
sure.
if you have 3,000 million episodes, I think
Yeah,
everything.
Sooner or
pretty
later,
much-
sure.
you're pretty much-
Basically.
It's got everything covered.
But, no, I'm fine.
That is true.
Yeah, I took the day off on Friday because I forgot I had some carryover vacation to use, and I had to use it up before the quarter ended, and so I took the day
Oh.
off.
Before the 31st.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and
Did you use it all, Brian, or did you use some floating?
I only had 2 carryover days from last year.
Was that so you could go to that toy show and pick up that Star Wars ship?
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, so I did that. So it was kind of nice to just decompress and stuff. But
Sounds like you.
my aunts came and they're
Okay.
gone already.
Oh,
It's crazy.
COVID,
Like
COVID killed him.
no, I don't think so.
Mm.
But I had the poison out a lot sooner than I usually do. Like usually, like I'll forget and they're
Oh,
like, oh,
you-
here they are, and then
What
I'll
you
put
do
it
about your
out.
uncles?
What's that?
What you do? You did that for your aunts. What you do about your uncles?
They stayed in Texas, you know. But yeah, no, I had it out like a week ahead of time, so maybe every once in a while one would sneak in and maybe take it back or whatever. But they're only around for like a day, and so I mean that's kind of nice. I don't like it when they hang around too long, but yeah, so they're gone. And yeah, I don't know. I did finally get some stuff. I got that Snake Eyes, like Gary, that you mentioned. It's just kind of nice to kind of get some stuff for the hobby again, which is pretty cool.
It's
Since
nice to
been
get
like a
something that you like, right? I agree with you.
I don't
I was
know.
excited to get it.
A lot of this stuff was just like, I need to buy something because that's what I do. Like that's my hobby, buying things. And so it's not really stuff that I really wanted. I mean, I wanted to check out the Snake Eyes because this is a monumentous event. G.I. Joe puts out 6-inch figures.
Yeah.
What the hell do I care about G.I. Joe? But I got it. And let's see. I did pick up Wedge. I got Wedge for $10. That's pretty cool. patient saves profits. You know, it's amazing how these Black Series figures just, you know, sometimes you think they're gonna be really, really popular because they're making characters that that
How
you
much
never
did
had
you
before.
decompress,
And
Brian?
now it's,
How much did you decompress on Friday?
Yeah.
It's-
I guess not enough.
Wait. You think Wedge is a popular character? You thought Wedge was going to be a popular character?
Who never had a wedge? No one ever had a wedge. I mean, these guys are the clone troopers of the good guys. You know, it's like, or the Admiral Viets or the Moff Tarkins. You know, I mean, you get a whole team of them. You got him and Luke, and you're getting Dax in the or Dak in the
speeder.
with the speeder, and yeah, man. I mean, JD. I mean, he buys up all of these things and he makes his own. But like for those of us that are not JD, we just have to wait for them to come out.
No, I mean, you could just buy all the ones you could find and then pay me to paint the heads.
Yeah, I guess we could do that too.
Yeah.
But the nice thing about that is at least that, you know, it'd be like the next time I see you, we could be like, we could have a little rock swap and you could give me head. Head would be good.
Yeah.
But
it would be good.
Little head at the rock swap is never a bad thing.
I'm just rambling at this point. So
all right.
Brian,
I'm glad you had a decompressing weekend.
Depressing.
Compression.
Yeah.
Depressing.
Remind me, I have a. Maybe don't remind me. Let's see where it goes. Who's next?
G Money, how you doing?
I'm okay. I think it's like you can complain one way, you can complain the other. You know, so I'm still working safely and focusing on keeping my team safe. So I work the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. I actually will admit to rewatching, because one of the few times in life I can say I watched something or saw something first before it became super popular. But I think I was the first one in our chat to talk about watching the Tiger King.
Oh God!
Like the first day it came out, I think I binged it. That was it 2 weeks ago.
You're a pioneer, man. Pioneer.
I know, right? What can I say? I like white trash. Yeah, it was it. It's just. It's trying to stay busy and creative, physically, and keeping distances, I guess.
Gary didn't need a quarantine to watch that movie.
Gary, why did you decide to watch it?
I'll be honest. I thought it was more. I did not expect it to be about the crazy personality nonsense. And I thought it was going to be about big cats' captivity in private homes, which I've watched many specials of things like that before. And the first episode, my wife was like, "What the fuck are you watching?" And I was like, "I don't know, but I really can't stop." And then she hung in there for about half of the second episode, and then she was done. And I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to finish this." And before I knew it, I was pretty much done with it. So it was entertaining, past the time. Watched that. Finished Ozark season 3.
Yeah.
Did it already?
Did watch that.
Yeah, so that's done. Kind of like you, Brian. I really do appreciate the Snake Eyes and Chris, and from building up to it. Really appreciate he got me the little wolf to use as timber. So I'm excited for that, because I was really looking forward to that. What else did I do? Out of boredom, I bought a Fortnite figure on Amazon just because it was cheap and I wanted to get something in the mail. So yeah, I've been guilty of that also. I already mentioned my chicken dilemma and trying to find chicken. It's like, I don't know. It's interesting. So, yeah.
Dude, do any of the rest of you guys watch Ozark?
Yeah.
No.
I do.
The show, it's always something, right? It's like every time you think that they get on a certain path, there's always a hiccup and something else. It really kind of it traps me. Like I'm kind of interested in the characters, but I'm just like, why can't they just have a plan that gets set in motion? I'm happy watching something that I know goes from point A to point Z or whatever.
Well,
But
yeah.
they're zigzagging all over the goddamn place in this show. Because
Yeah,
I'm just like, well, you just finally complete a thought, you know? It's like,
it's interesting, Brian, because other ones that suck me in like that, like that I've enjoyed. This one didn't do it the same way. I think it was something interesting to watch, but yeah, I'm kind of like I don't know. I kind of feel the same way. Where I don't love it. I liked it enough. I stayed with it, but I didn't I don't know, rush through it. I guess like I would like Breaking Bad or some other series sometimes. So, but it was something new. It was something new to watch.
Yeah,
so.
the first season kind of sucked me because I was interested in the life, like
Yeah.
living down on this lake and stuff like that, and there were series of lakes or whatever the heck the Ozarks are, but I have to say, dude, Jason Bateman from when did his renaissance come back? Like 10 years ago or something like that? I don't know, but it's just like
he seemed to get back on the scene in like the mid to later 2000s.
Yeah.
He started doing some movies, and then when he was in Hancock with Will Smith, I think, and he did a couple other kind of just average movies.
Yeah, there was
Arrested Development. I mean,
The Game Plan. Yeah, and then he
Right.
hit Arrested Development, and
Yeah, I never saw that.
kinda
That's probably
came-
something I should watch
Horrible
next.
Bosses, those type of movies. He was
Yeah,
doing.
he started to come. Yeah, he started to come
But-
back.
But I always just remember him as Teen Wolf, or he's the brother of the girl from Family Ties, and he was in Hogan Family. I remember that.
Yeah, he was the older brother in the Hogan family.
Just came out of nowhere. I don't know. I think he does a good job on that show. And Laura Linney,
Yeah.
man, her character, God, she is so manipulative and conniving. It's crazy. Wild stuff. All right, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Didn't mean to sidetrack.
you did.
It's all good. Gary, you're good.
Yeah, no, that's it. I started to ramble myself, just staying busy, like I said, and I've got I wash my car like every 3 days. Put some new spikes on the front bumper just in case, just kind of keep
Dad, Gary, remind me of my dad.
keeping it ready to go.
I was gonna say
my
Gary
dad
with
would do
the
shit like that.
Gary to the rescue with the dad jokes.
Uh-huh.
Oh, dude, it's so good, so good. Oh, I didn't even. Yeah, I have to share that. Oh, thanks, JD. I got
Oh, boy.
2 of my associates on Sunday, just trying to keep some levity there with the ultimate, the whole up dog thing, right? So one of my associates came back from lunch, and I was like, man, Alan, you just got back in here, right, from outside? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, did you smell that up dog in here? I can't tell for sure or not. And he kind of did the no, and he's like, and I was like, does it smell like up dog to you? And then he hit me with the what's up dog, and I was like, not too much. What's up with you? It was like perfect.
Oh God.
It was fantastic. It was fantastic.
God.
Jesus
Oh
Christ.
boy.
Oh, it actually worked. What was even better is one of my managers was next to me, and she was like, trying hard not to crack up because she could tell where I was trying to go with it. But that like works like 1 out of like 1,000 times. So I got it twice in the same day with 2 people. It was good. It's good.
I could picture you snapping your fingers like, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, dude, exactly. I
Got
can
him.
really keep a straight face. It's like,
For the listeners and anybody who hasn't hung out with Gary before, like when Gary gets a few drinks in him, he's like dad joke city.
oh, I do get kind of crazy. I do the thumb trick too.
Yeah, he's doing the magical thumb trick and your thumb. Why don't you just do it for everybody now, Gary? Come
I
on.
don't know if I can. Can
Go get a drink.
I know, right?
Oh my God, your thumb is,
Oh
oh my God.
What can I say?
Oh, it's fine. It's
Oh
fine.
my
It's fine,
God.
buddy.
But, like,
It's fine, buddy.
Right, exactly.
Gary gets a few drinks in him. He's doing the dad jokes and the high fiving, and he's like, "Yeah,
I'm
that was a
happy.
good one, right?
I'm
I'm
happy.
hip, right?"
I like the one when he goes, "What's behind your ear?" Oh, look, another shot. Let's go.
Oh God, that's true.
Oh my God,
He starts doing the "Where's your nose bit?"
he does it all, bro.
Apparently, I'm far more popular and funnier when I'm inebriated.
And Nick Brammer knows all about that because he purposely tries to get you drunk anytime you guys sit together.
I couldn't even. I was still recovering in TFCon, 2019 from the one in 2018 in Chicago.
Uh-huh. It's funny when they announced it, I wasn't that angry because I had a good time the last time you were there. Like I think we got a little more familiar with the area, and like the food options kind of got a little better for us as opposed to the first time when we were just eating
Yeah,
fucking delivery pizza.
I had fun for that one. I don't think we all agree that the venue in Virginia is just a little bit more, like user friendly for stuff.
Mhm.
But that hotel is pretty shitty. It really is like not really nice, I think. So
Mhm.
I think of something else maybe in carpool. I think having a car helps too, or having one or two people who will have a car.
Yeah, that's true.
I think you kind of need to there to figure it out.
But they did have that like thing around the corner with the bowling, and there's all those restaurants there. I mean, that's
Right.
pretty good.
Right.
Yes.
And we didn't. And the first time we went, it was either not there. Or we just didn't even bother to walk over there. But
Right. Yeah.
second
No,
time we
it-
did, and we
It
abused.
wasn't. It wasn't there, Dave. Yeah, that stuff was all relatively new construction.
Yeah.
there.
Oh, okay.
And also too, that was the first time we all met each other, and probably were afraid to go walk places with each other.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I'm not going with that dude. Anyway.
Just hang out in my room.
Find myself in a dumpster.
I think I left the hotel once to go to McDonald's, and that was it. It was a drive-through too. We didn't even go in. So yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for asking how my weekend was. It was
Hey, how
good.
you doing, Dave?
How you
Hey,
doing, Dave?
Wait,
How was your
ask
weekend?
Dom? Did we ask
No,
Dom?
he didn't ask me either.
That's
so
why I didn't ask
No,
you.
no,
Dave,
no,
because you
no.
hadn't
I
asked
did
Dom.
that purposely.
Oh, sure.
I'm just kidding, Dom. What's up?
What's going on, guys? I had a good weekend, quarantine weekend, just chilling, watching Netflix. I did watch The Tiger King.
The whole thing too?
I did watch the whole 7. I think it's 7 or 8
It's
episodes.
7 episodes. Yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
only 7. Is it
Yeah.
worth it?
It is. I would say watch it, Brian, because it does the way they edit it, and every episode keeps you kind of lingering for the next one because as crazy and wacky as it gets, they leave you at the episode that with something and drop on you where it's more wackier, and you're like, holy fucking shit, no way, and then you tune into the next episode. So they did a good job, and the characters, like Gary said, it goes into the specific people rather than like the tigers and stuff like that. Granted, that what they're doing with the tigers are shitty, but at the end of the day, the people are just way out there.
They're doing bad things to the tigers? Because I
Yeah,
watched like
yeah.
a half hour of the first episode, and I was amazed. Like, this guy is he's just petting them and stuff,
Yeah.
and they're not even bugging him at all. I was just like, wow, this is wild.
Well, you'll see scenes later on and where they do attack, they do attack, and
Well, that's good.
and there's it's just the difference between. There's one in particular, the woman that you're going to get to know in the episode. I forgot her name, but he says it about 1,000 times in the show. But
Well, I know I've seen it 1,000 times in chats and memes and gifs.
Yes,
so I
yes,
think I don't
yes.
even need to watch it at this point.
no, believe me, you'll. It's
All right.
interesting to see with all the characters that play and their relationships that they build and the little. Basically how they run their little zoos, and it's amazing. I mean, that one guy with the hat and all the girls, that just was astounding to me, and how he could just control the animals and the females and all together. It's really interesting, and how he was, he's what he's doing, and then obviously buying and selling of tigers is illegal, and that's kind of what they crack into later on in the show. So it looks all nice and friendly at the beginning, but the more you go into it, you realize what really bad things were happening. So
Okay.
it's good, Brian. Watch it. You got time.
It's not good, no, but it could prove a distraction.
Yes.
And just make you like scratch your head. You just wonder.
Yeah, we watched it Saturday night. We had nothing to do. Like 4:00 came around, and we're like, what else is there to watch? And I just turned on the first episode, and it gave us kind of just dragging on to the next and next, and we binge watched the whole night.
You'll feel better about everything in your own life for sure, pandemic or not. Like,
Oh God. But and then I finished Dark Crystal. I enjoyed that
Oh.
very much.
Yeah, man.
I stole just to let you guys know, I borrowed my brother's Netflix during this quarantine time, so I was able to get access to Netflix, and
You officially have your brother's Netflix, okay?
exactly.
Don't go, because like that's how it works, Dom. My brother's
I know.
had my Netflix for the last 7 years. Okay, I always I use it as like a
Well, he could change his password and all that good stuff and screw me over, give me a like, what the hell? Why isn't it working? But typically, I like, we wouldn't watch as much TV as we watched this past like 2 weeks. So we've been catching up on some seasons. We caught up on Blacklist. I don't know if you guys watch Blacklist on NBC. Pretty good show. So we caught that up on that, and then basically just enjoying. I enjoyed Dark Crystal a lot. I liked how it kind of brought you up to the movie, and are they doing a second season? You think, or is that like they are?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because I know there's somewhat of a large gap there where when you look at the movie,
they all need to die still. So don't worry about it.
It's like kind of. I know they create the creature at the end that kind of is this Skirtsky's, fucking trooper or whatever, the army that they build. So I was wanting to know whether, where do we get from point B to point C?
Oh, the Gartham.
Yeah. So, and I did watch the making of JD and kind of appreciated the puppeteering aspect of why they did what they did, and they did show some of the animated, and you're right, the Gelflings would not look the same as what they would if they were puppets. For what they were going for at the time and whatever studio they had and what they presented, I feel like they made the right move in keeping it with puppets. But it's good. That's about it. That's got toys. It also got the Snake Eyes. I thought that was like a kind of a monumental purchase in regards to G.I. Joe. So I ended up picking it up. So go Joe.
Did you open it yet, Tom?
No, it's under quarantine.
Oh.
The guy who delivered at the door looked kind of sick and ill and coughing all over the place. So just joking. No, I haven't opened it yet because I've been yesterday. I started actually getting my lazy ass off the couch and cleaning up some stuff here at the house and organizing some stuff. And I spent most of my extra time rather than watching TV is actually physically doing something around the house, which keeps you busy. So
that's nice.
Going into my B room, Brian going into that B room and seeing, who the candidates have to go and posting a lot of stuff up on eBay to get the hell out of here.
Is anybody still buying?
I sold some stuff. I have to make a trip to the post office sometime tomorrow or the day after, but I think that's pretty safe. I'm just going to box things up. I have all the material here anyway, so I'm just going to box things and just drop it off. I already have the print labels and stuff like that, so I can just print it off and drop it off. So, but yeah, I can't really make a educated, basically on whether people are buying things or selling things or what the case may be. I noticed that the other day, I know people have been posting on the Facebook groups, oh, here comes the mass release of collections because of all the hard times that people are going to be facing. And I really haven't seen a lot of things go up for sale. So I don't know whether that hasn't just happened yet, or
I don't think we're there yet.
Yeah,
I mean, for most people, I think it's just
I think people are still holding on and seeing what happens. But I haven't seen. I've been fishing the Facebook groups for good deals, but I haven't just seen anything going up. So sometimes I miss it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not on there 24/7 like Dave, but
I think Brian had a good point. It was the last week or the week before, where when you're sitting amongst all your stuff, you might realize some stuff you really love and take pride in displaying that, and then you might just realize there's other stuff that you're just like, I don't really need this, and just kind of move it along in life.
That's kind of what I'm doing. With a lot of my third party stuff, stuff that I bought in the way, we're talking 5-6 years ago. I'm just letting it go because it's just no reason for me to keep it anymore. And
no one wants that, TFC.
Yeah,
Predaking.
Exactly.
Or the unique toys one, right?
Yeah, not looking
either or.
I'm not looking to make money on anything. I just need it out of my house.
Dave, what'd you do this weekend?
Oh, hi. No. What I do this weekend that I haven't been doing during the regular, I can't tell the difference between Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, or what like anymore. It's just
Nope.
I wake up and it's the same thing every day, except that Saturday and Sunday I don't turn the laptop on to do any work, you know. So I just get up and play with Chloe and keep her busy as much as I can, and keep
Wait. Pause. You mean turn your laptop on and stare at it, not work at it. Don't do any work.
Oh,
You just
dude, yeah, exactly. Like I'm pretty much like, so I have my email set up on my phone too. So anytime I have to do something for work, I know that I can look at my phone, and then if I can reply from my phone, I'll do it. If not, I'll have to go back to, if it's something I have to do on the laptop, I'll go back. But for the most part, I'm back and forth. I'm on the couch, I'm on the floor with Chloe. She has a tent in my room. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's like, you see that tent? So that's like her new thing. So
That's not her tent. That's where your mythics are now.
Gary, come on, Gary. You're not supposed to tell everybody everything.
It's so the big top mythic.
That's the mythic castle.
That's where the princess is, and we all have, and the mythics have to save the princess. I lay them all up on the floor. Yeah, that's what I do.
Bunch of goblins. The goblins like surrounding the princess.
But she likes to hang out in there, so she's always like, "Oh, let's go to my castle," and we hang out in there. She draws in there. She just plays with a flash, anything. You know what I mean? Like she just likes to be in there. So we've been doing that. I've been doing the customizations of the mythic stuff still. Like I haven't stopped. I actually found from looking through the groups and finding other little twerks and stuff that people do to figures, I found that there's a WWE figure out there that I just wanted basically the arms that come with it. So it comes with these armored arms. Picture like a black arm with like spikes coming out of it. So it comes with that, and you can paint the spikes silver. You know what I'm saying? So that way they look like, they're armored arms or whatever. And it comes with this figure that was $14 on eBay. I think it was 14 and like $4 shipping. So whatever it was, $18. And I get this toy and I'm like, all right, like all I really bought it was for the arms, but then it comes with like this little lamp, right? So you can use this for mythics, right? Yeah. It comes with,
there's a wrestling figure. It comes with
it's a wrestling figure, but listen, check the kicker here. Okay. So it comes with a human body. So the human body came with a brown chested human body with human colored arms, right? So the torso is painted, the neck is painted, like a human color. Then he has a brown shirt on, and it comes with this black spiked long jacket. And those arms are swappable. So he comes with the human arms and those spiked arms. Right, so it comes with the two sets already. So I'm like, all right, so now I got the spiked arms. I got what I essentially bought the set for, right? And it comes with this cool jacket, which I could use for a mythic as well. So I go, let me put it on a mythic. It fits, and I'm like, you know what? What am I gonna do with this toy? The toy's not so bad. The toy itself is, it's articulated well. The plastic's a little soft, but you kind of want that for a custom. All right, you don't want that hard plastic. And I said, you know what? I'm going to paint this and throw it in with my mythics because I think I can make it work. And this is what I made. So I'll show you guys. And you tell me whether or not it's a wrestling figure or a Mythic Legion.
Oh.
Yeah, not too shabby.
Right?
Definitely
works pretty good, yeah.
So it came with this jacket. And I painted everything. So everything was brown and beige before and like human. So I painted everything black and chrome and
it's pretty dope.
And then I painted his arms red to go with the head that I had already painted, and just popped the head on with some blue sticky stuff, and done. You have another Fury Orc to add with your army.
Pretty cool.
for $15.
Do the arms, the ones that you bought it for, do they fit in a mythic torso?
That's the kicker, Gary. Pop in and pop right out of a mythic.
Oh wow.
Honestly, and I'm not criticizing. Mythics are done really well, but for some reason the mechanism that these are plugging in and plugging out of are really good.
It's
They
like a
plug
split-
right in.
Yeah, it's a split ring so that you can pull it apart.
Yeah. He knows better than me, the science to it. But
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, now that you showed that, I do have some of those. I had one that has it came with a shield.
the Triple H figure.
I don't know what it was.
Yep.
It might have been that. I don't know.
Mhm.
So I bought, I don't know, like 3 or 4 of those because they were like $4.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They have a set like that.
And all I wanted was the shield to begin with.
the
they
shield.
have
It
like
comes
that.
with the Spartan helmet.
Yeah, but I didn't use any of that stuff. I just
All you gotta
wanted
do is paint it, and then you got accessories, or in my case, I had an extra toy out of it. So
yeah.
I'm happy.
Huh.
So yeah, I've been doing that. I've been
Cool.
I'm painting some other stuff too. I'm not gonna sit here and show that stuff now. I'll show you guys later. But I'm waiting on some stuff too. That's all I've been purchasing is like little stuff to tweak the stuff that I already have, or just cheap things to add to it. Like like I bought this other figure. It's a $20 statue essentially, right? I found it for $10, and because they kept selling for 25. I was like, I'm not spending $25 on something I'm gonna break. So I just bought it just to pop the head off it and take the weapon from it. So it's a statue, but the sculpt on it is nice enough that you could just pop the head off of it, Dremel the inside of it, and pop it on top of a figure. So I've been doing stuff like that, spending $20 here, $15 here, as opposed to making bigger purchases.
That's cool though, man. That's a good way to, we talked about that a lot, enjoying what you already have and making, doing something with it that takes up time too, you know what I mean? And be creative.
That statue though, that Dave, is it a human head or is it a orc head or?
I'll show you it right now. I didn't do it yet, right? Because it's pretty cool the way it is. So I kind of don't want to break it, but hold on.
Did you find any chicken yet, Gary?
No, I'm checking all the sites, trying to see. Right? Anybody's got it. Nobody's got it.
See?
Oh wow, yeah.
Look at the head sculpt on that.
That's
This weapon comes off, so you could use the weapon.
What is that thing from?
I think it's from the Dark Dragon Age or Dark something. I forgot. I looked it up at one point.
Can you put it back on camera?
Yeah, maybe somebody who's watching knows.
That's cool as shit.
But it's a statue.
It's a statue. So like his arms move, right, and his waist moves.
It's like a McFarlane.
But it actually probably is. And this moves, but like that's as far as you get. Like you can't move the leg. You can't. His head moves, only side to side. You can't do really up and down just a little
That thing
bit.
actually looks pretty good.
It does, so that's why I haven't done anything to it yet. But I'm like, you know what? I'll just keep this guy, rock him out for a little bit.
Dude, do you have your Jawas like molesting R5D4 in the background there?
I do. Yeah, I do.
That's pretty cool. You know what I meant.
I know.
They're trying to motivate him.
Yeah. It's a bad motivator. We're trying to pull here.
All right, so I guess we're all caught up with each other, right? For now, so we can get on with a topic. So, what topic do we want to start off with, guys? I know we were talking about earlier about all the Star Wars reveals that came up.
Hell yeah.
I couldn't see too many of them other than the one. So, but no, I take that back. There were those 2 repaints. But,
Oh, it's a trap.
wow, dude. Shocker, Gary. Go to Toy Ark and it's all right there. My bad.
I'm so into that Ewok.
Oh, look at
I
this.
knew you would be. I knew you would be.
Only coming out with one? I mean, come on.
I mean, look, they're
At
starting
least
somewhere.
yeah.
He looks
Is it
dope.
changed?
They started
Everything.
with him
Yeah,
instead of Wicket, though.
Huh?
They started with him instead of Wicket.
Well, I guess because he's a little bigger.
Oh.
Maybe they decided to do a bigger character. Maybe Wicket's gonna come with somebody. I don't know.
I like
Wow, bro, that shit looks dope.
I
I
like
like
it.
the articulation on him. Yeah. For a smaller figure, it looks like it's got some
Oh, yeah.
decent arm movement.
You got
Mhm.
here,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
there.
He'll have him in his
nice.
torso too.
Yeah,
Oh,
look
yeah,
at some
man.
action poses, yo.
It's got a knife in a holster.
Doesn't have to look like a teddy bear, you know.
So he's got
Give
the
him some
staff.
attitude.
He's got the staff and an axe
Looks like me when I go to the supermarket these days.
and that little dagger.
6 feet, stay away, stay away. I poke you.
Get away from that chicken.
Look at them eyes.
So they're doing another Vader, huh?
This is the Empire Strikes Back Vader,
Oh, are they? Oh, Jesus.
hmm
which looks a lot like the last one they did.
Yeah, I'm not that in tune to the variances. I know that there are some from movie to movie, but that's I don't know.
I think the main difference is the helmet and his belt.
Yeah, the helmet. Yeah.
And the New Hope one, the robes go over the chest piece, and in Empire and Jedi they're underneath.
I think Knight of Ren really wants that Mando.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
funny. I don't know. I guess we'll get some side by side comparisons later on, but I don't know. I always
Still searching
the-
for
the
that
hel-
perfect Vader.
the helmet changes just so slightly in every
Mhm.
movie.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
just
man.
not sure which one I like, but you know, I've got. I mean, I picked up that. What was the thing? The thing was the soft body and he's taller than normal and.
Oh,
it just
the,
came out over the
yeah.
winter.
Hyper real.
Hyper.
Yeah.
There you go.
That thing, the helmet sculpt on that thing is great. And then I'm looking at the Figure Arts Jedi one is pretty good. Yeah, I got Vaders all over the goddamn place here. All right. Anyway, yeah,
Not too
Empire
shabby.
Vader. Dude,
Huh.
it's so. These things, I think you can still get them like that 40th anniversary one for a really good price.
Oh yeah.
All right, it's a trap.
Mm-hmm.
General Akbar.
Admiral.
That shouldn't be too big of a surprise because they did that. They did that 2-pack with him at Toys R Us with that other Mon Calamari figure on it.
The General Radis. Was that?
No,
maybe.
it was Admiral Akbar with a
Oh, it was Akbar, wasn't it, from the other movie?
yeah, it was Akbar and a First Order officer.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
That's
was the Force Awakens, right?
Yeah.
Oh, was
An
it?
older Akbar.
Yeah. No, that's true.
I just remember when Toys R Us was going out of business.
Yeah.
My Toys R Us had that on the shelf and nothing else for Star
Mhm.
Wars.
Yeah, he had the blue arm, so you probably couldn't recognize him.
Oh, that's messed up.
Hey Dom, what planet is Akbar from?
I don't know. I don't know what planet. I know it's in the Clone Wars. They talk about it because there was
I wanted
planets
to
that
hear
they
you
were
see if
saving.
you could say it if you know what it was.
I don't know. I can't remember off the top of
Dom,
my head.
think of it as being deep fried,
Appetizers
right, with the
That
side of marinara sauce.
that look like rubber bands.
calamari.
All right, where do you want to go next? Come on.
Well,
Just show him the Mando. Show him the
Yep.
Mando.
Yeah, Mando looks good.
It does look good.
I never noticed. Maybe in the show, I just never noticed that he didn't. Is his left leg not armored up,
thigh.
silvered, or his thigh? I'm sorry.
yeah, that thigh armor. Like I never noticed that either. It's like half
Yeah.
painted red.
I thought he was all like shinied up, but I guess he
Oh,
wasn't.
for fuck's sake, dude.
I thought so too. I thought so
Yeah.
too, but I guess I mean it looks maybe it was already Beskar. Maybe that was the only part that he already had. Maybe.
It was the other leg that he only had it on. He had it on one, right? And not the other.
Is that like a half plastic and half cloth cape?
Looks like it, right? Like the top is
No.
plastic.
Yeah, it kind of
the
does.
bottom-
But
Yeah.
It's all plastic.
Is it all
It's
plastic?
probably 2 parts
Yeah.
plastic. No.
No, it's all that fucking rubbery material.
Mm.
And they have some vintage stuff coming out. This is a 3 3/4 inch.
Well,
Commander.
there's still some other Black Series ones that you
Alright.
missed.
Calm down.
No, they were at the top. I believe, yeah.
All right, so we're getting a shiny boba.
Why? Can
Carbon
we
dioxide.
stop doing this? Can we
Says
stop
money.
doing this? Now, is this? I saw this up on. I saw this on BBTS. Is this like just a web exclusive type of thing, or?
Well, everything's web
It's
exclusive
just-
now, Dom,
Yeah.
because you can't fucking go
Exactly.
anywhere.
Yeah, you can't go anywhere.
See what you did
damn,
there.
he sounded like Skeletor. Man, that was good.
Oh, God.
man.
No, I could pick this up at the door, Brian. No, it's God. It looks nice, I guess, if that's your thing.
Sure, whatever.
So I guess
The carbonized stuff does look pretty cool. I mean, I know like people, the Mando is like almost the regular one kind of looks a little bit better, but those carbonized Sith troopers in red were pretty sweet looking. So can appreciate that.
I get that for like one of like an Imperial type, where it doesn't get dirty and
Right.
it's not
No,
supposed
I'm
to be
with you.
shiny.
It's not realistic. I know. I'm with you.
But like I really like to
think
like
that
when they
looks
did it
funny.
for the Mando. I like the General at least rather than
And
the carbonized one. But
The hard part is I
Granted
think that. Go ahead, Dom. Sorry.
granted the carbonized one is hard to get, but
I just think that mold it shows its age now compared to some of the newer ones, and same thing for the Stormtrooper.
this is not even a new mold, right, JD? This is just the
No,
old
it's the
mold,
same.
just shine it up. Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. This makes perfect sense.
Wasn't in the movies like that.
This is perfect sense. A fucking Stormtrooper that's carbonized silver, supposedly white.
Yeah,
I
I
don't.
don't
Makes no
get it.
sense.
But
Apparently
it does,
they're. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it gives me hope that still to this day, mainstream Silverhawks reboot, they could just do this. That would be perfect.
Oh, in that type of color. Maybe there
Hey
you go.
Brian, what's funny? I've been, with these mythics
would work.
I've been coming across like custom heads.
Uh-huh.
They make custom heads for Silverhawks.
Do they really now?
Yes, and all you would need to do is probably get one of these things, pop it on, and match the paint up, and then have JD do some magic to it, and it might be a Silverhawk. Who somebody was working on one? I think it was Brammer.
Yeah, he
did a
showed me
pretty
some
good
last
fucking
night.
job. Like,
Yeah.
he did a few of them. I think.
Yep, he was showing them last night. They look really good. Yep, so we got that. I heard someone said that they were hoping that they would. I forget where I was reading this, but they're like, I was hoping they would show their carbonized Vader. So I don't know. Does anybody know if that's something that's in the news? Is there a
that a
carbonized
thing?
Vader? I don't
Between this and Yak Face, this is. I mean, you're looking at the same stuff I've already seen.
know. Yeah, I just wonder if it was a rumor from way back when. Maybe I don't know. People hear things. Commander Wolf in your 3 3/4 inch KTO 2SO. I just recently rewatched that. That was a pretty good movie.
Yeah, I saw it too myself.
And the Gonk droid.
Gonk,
I don't-
gonk.
You need fucking power droids for.
I don't remember him having these on top.
No, so that's a power droid, like a different type of.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
different movies, right? I feel like.
Well, he has like a power core in him, so he power stuff instead of
Gonk.
like.
Gonk. Gonk.
Pretty cool.
Oh,
It's,
there you go.
So you guys are into any of this stuff? I know JD is, but
I mean the Return of the Jedi stuff, the Mando.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd look for that Mando if I found it. I would not be opposed to it for sure.
I wonder if that Ewok, the thing comes off the helmet on top.
The hat.
It should, right?
Sure it does.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just like the old ones. Remember the originals?
Oh, dude, that could be mythic for you too.
I just need 10 of those things now.
10 of them.
10.
Mhm.
10. Yep. 10 sounds right.
That's good.
You can use the pour.
So since we're on a Star Wars kick, I should tell you guys I did put in a pre-order for something that we saw this week.
The
Oh, yeah.
Mandalorian with the child.
Well, I did that one already, the deluxe
Mhm.
one. But what was announced afterwards, after that thing that came out yesterday on ETR, I'd already
What was
ordered it. The Hot Toys version.
The
of
Hot
the
Toys
child.
child. Oh, so
Yeah.
You got the life
sideshow
size.
So I have them
and the
both.
Hot Toys.
Yeah, I have them both on pre-order.
What?
Well, one is the sideshow one is molded from the actual like physical props, but it's more what it looks like is more of a statue, with like cloth goods. And then the Hot Toys has the ears you can swap and change the hands and stuff. So, but I told my wife because she loves that thing too, so it was kind of the excuse. So I'm like, well, I've got to stand in the toy room for one, whichever one we like better, we'll put in the front room, and that way I can start getting some of the stuff out of one room of the house. Kind of.
I'm on the fence, Gary. Like I'm thinking about one or the other too. Like I really am. But like Tyler made a good point last night. He was like, one is 350, the other one's 410, right? And then one comes with the extra hands and one doesn't, and the ears, right? And that
Yeah,
that
Hot Toys has stuff. I think the sideshow is a little taller, but you can't tell if it's with the stand. But I don't really know for sure. I just know from the write-ups it was that the sideshow one is supposed to be taken directly from the prop that they use for the actual physical effects, and then the Hot Toys is like molded. You know what I mean? Anyway, if you look at both of the heads, they have some different details and stuff to them. So.
I don't know why, but the sideshow one just looks a tad bit like more realistic to me than the other one does.
Listen,
but it could be because of what you said.
Don't buy either one because if history has proven correctly, I have a very short attention span, and if my wife isn't interested in 2021 when I finally get these things, then chances are
No, you know what we're gonna say that, and then the time's gonna come around, and the child's gonna go for $1,000. And be like, Gary, you told me not to fucking buy it. And now your wife has both of them, and she named them both two different things. And one of them has a pink robe on now as opposed to the other one.
And one rides in the car with her every day.
His eyes are too small.
Yeah, that Figuarts, doesn't look too good.
What are they charging for this thing?
Is it up for order yet?
Oh, that's nice.
I
So,
don't know.
yeah, I don't. So go back to where it shows the Mando. Yeah, like look at his thigh. His right thigh. Look at it.
It's different.
So it and it looks like his signet is stamped into that, and instead of his fucking shoulder.
I tell you, JD. These people.
So
My wife also has found the clip, where Carl Weathers is like, "Hey, have the baby do the magic hand thing," and it just waves. She's had me watch that probably like 50 times as well. So we'll make it wave.
Let's see here. Let's do a little comparison. Let's get all Brinkalizer.
Are you gonna? Well, this. Oh, here you go. Oh, he's splitting screens, guys. He's splitting screens.
So, some subtle differences here. JD, so there's something here. I can't zoom in.
Yeah,
anymore,
but it looks like it's just supposed to be like wear and tear or something like that.
And then here they have, Figure Arts is crazy with their color hues, right? Like it's almost like they make it off of real pictures of the outfits. Whereas on screen with the different lighting, things look all different and stuff. You know what I mean?
I think
Mhm.
I think whoever picks their color choices is colorblind.
like the Dooku, right? The Dooku's just
Yeah,
way
that's like
off.
really bad.
But it's like
Go ahead, Brian. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, like the Han and his Hoth coat, right? As a kid, you thought it was blue. The figure was blue. Blah blah blah. Turns out it's really what, gray or
Brown.
black or something.
Brown.
It's brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
I
brown.
mean, who the
coat.
fuck would know? I mean, that's just crazy.
Dude, all this sci-fi talk is kind of has me wondering. How do you plan a party? I blew it. Never mind. I suck.
Oh, was this another updog joke?
Sort of, but I just messed it up. So I blew it.
Oh, God.
I was trying to keep a straight face. Oh, I'm awful. See, that's why you stop while you're ahead. Pull it off once every 6 months and you're done.
Anyway,
So while you guys were talking before, Brian did mention something about Silverhawks. Like, is there any other kind of something out there, some kind of fiction that you guys are hoping will come out this year, or because we've said Silverhawks so many times. I've heard Brian say it a few times. I want to see it done too. Do you think they need to revamp the series in order to do that, or do you think people would buy the toys if they came back out?
I think it would be the same as like the Masters of the Universe, or like what Ninja Turtles is doing, or Super 7's doing with Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
I think it would be the same deal.
I don't think Who's watched it in the last like 5 years?
Me?
Anybody? Oh, okay.
No.
As a kid, I remember that being like really low tier. Like the toys were cool because of the vacuum chroming, but I don't know that that would do so great. I don't know if that's enough of following for the nostalgia for them. I'm not sure.
Well, how many? What was it on for? Only 2 seasons, right?
Was it even 2?
Yeah, and that second season was really long. I think I rewatched them a couple years ago, on DVD or whatever. There were a lot of, whenever those shows back then, that second season was always super chock full of episodes.
Yeah, it was always like 70 some episodes rather than like a normal. I mean, a lot of cartoons now get like 32.
Yeah.
32 episodes, 23 to 32 episodes, something like that.
But it's always like the first time it comes out, it's like out on the weekend, right? So they can stretch it a couple months. But then when you get into that after school slot, it's like, dude, we need like 60 episodes, kind of thing for that. So, and that's kind of how He-Man was, and even Transformers,
So
Thundercats, stuff like that.
Yeah, so I doubt we're gonna get anything like that. I don't know. I have a drawer full upstairs of figures that I have ready to do that too, and I just need the head sculpt.
What to make make
Silverhawks.
Silverhawks?
Mm-hmm.
Check on Shapeways. I saw 1 or 2 on there this week.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Could probably use Wily Kid and Wily Cat if you had a couple of those head sculpts, because don't they have that, like the kind of the hair in a triangle type format? I don't know. Just saying, if I can remember what the heads look like.
They'll be too small.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, I know, yeah. But I would love to see, like, I was always a big fan of Darkwater, and I know I don't know why, just the lore, the whole. I got like pirates. I was a big Pirates kid, and I thought
did they ever finish that series though, Dom?
No,
I feel like they ended
they
it
didn't.
before they could wrap the story up.
Yeah, they crammed the last few stones that he had to get, or medallions or whatever that they were searching for, and it was kind of rushed closed season. It wasn't really you know, it like when you watch the first couple, episodes, it drags on in regards to what he had to pick up, and there's several episodes where he go, and I think the last several episodes when they knew there was not going to be a second season, they kind of like he found everything in the last two episodes, and it's kind of like okay, you can see that they rushed it through.
What were you talking about again? Sorry.
Dark Water.
The Pirates of Dark
The
Water.
Pirates of Dark Water. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if they with the whole Pirates of the Caribbean wave and popularity, I think they could have brought that on to kind of have a cartoon going on during the time with regards to pirates and stuff like that. So I think they missed the boat. I don't think it's ever going to come.
Missed
the boat.
Exactly. So it's something that I would love to see because those figures. I bought those figures actually at a ZoloCon. I picked them all up, and I can see some good a good toy manufacturer making some articulated Dark Water figures. That's be cool as shit.
Nice.
Well, that's just me.
It's not a line, Dave, but I will say just that company, that Haya Toys, that does some of the 1/18 scale like Predator and Alien stuff, and they did that Aliens APC that I got from you guys.
Right.
It's incredible. And if they took that same technique and did like a Mad Max Interceptor car in that same 1/18 scale, I would freaking be all over that in a second.
Dude, that would be cool.
Yeah, I would be in for that. I saw that they are going to make their version of the Ed 209 from RoboCop, which actually looks pretty cool. I think it's like due out like a year plus from now, which I think I'll also be in for because it's that APC is very solid. It looks really fragile, but it's not. But it's like perfect representation from on screen. I'm looking at it right now. So they've done a lot of die-cast Mad Max cars over the years, but they've never done like an actual action figure type scale one. So I'd be in for that. But I don't know if they can get the licensing since it's an actual Ford car. We'll see.
What kind of Ford was it?
It was an Australian. It was a Ford Falcon.
Oh.
That's what it was based off of.
Ford Falcon.
Yep.
Ford Lincoln Mercury.
Did you have anything in mind other than Silverhawks, Dave? Or
not really. I mean, there was I think they were called the Inhumans.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought those were pretty cool. I mean, if they could do something like that again, like I'd be kind of interested in something like that. You got like monsters and good guys against each other type of thing. But
No.
I'm sick of the same old same. So like I
Like
kind of
more
want
Batman,
something
more
new.
Superman.
Yeah, exactly. I want like creatures and aliens and like there was I don't know if you guys ever watched Ben 10 on TV. You ever watch Ben 10?
A little bit. Not on purpose.
So like me either, but like I wound up like watching it one day and then watching like 10 episodes after that.
The creatures that he morphs into. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Like just the variety of creatures that he changes into, the alien species and stuff. I just found that fucking cool. So I just want to see something like that. Just something where like there's really no I'm okay with buying stuff like for example how again I'm talking about Mythic Legions, like I did walk by these for 2 years and couldn't give two shits about them, but I think what grabs me is that they don't belong to anything necessarily, and I could just use my own imagination as to who the character is.
Mm-hmm.
They imply on like what direction you should go with the character, but you don't have to. And I want something like that, but like like more like with aliens and monsters and creatures. Like I would buy colorful looking, weird looking aliens as long as they were fun to play with. Like, and also that they could like kind of like work with other things. They can work with your Mezco stuff. They can work with your Marvel Legends and stuff like that, as opposed to just being something like completely cartoony. But like something in between, I'd be in for something like that. Just want something new.
All right. So you mentioned something like aliens. So you're something like otherworldly, but like, what's your idea of alien? Like
something with like
a
8 legs and
6-inch
fucking 2
kaiju.
heads and
Like those kaijus from like Pacific Rim, just smaller type of thing. Stuff like that.
Maybe not so much
Like
that.
monstery.
I
More
think
like
it's-
monstery, like something in between, like a goblin from Mythic Legions and I don't know what.
So like Star Trek type aliens, but
yes,
but not as hokey.
yeah. Well, I want something. I want a little hokey, kind of
Well,
like like how they've implied that the Galactic Legions like could be like the He-Man stuff, like the Modulok. and
Modulok.
like that.
That's what I was gonna say. Like,
Yeah, like
describing Modulok to a T.
Yeah, but that's what's in my head right now. Mantena, like fucking just weird looking dudes like that, and they're out there, but they all have the same buck. They're all, you know what I mean? Like it's the same thing over and over. I just want something different. I want fat bodies and really skinny bodies and short ones and tall ones, and I'm kind of sick of everything being the same size.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like when
I feel you.
something like they finally doing Ewoks, I'm like, fuck, finally do my fucking little guys.
Yeah. Where's fucking Bib Fortuna and give us some aliens there.
Yeah, it like the aliens that they did with like the 3-inch stuff, they never did with the big stuff.
Yeah. Nope.
And that stuff would fly off the shelves.
Yep.
Fly.
Yeah.
Because when I sold my 3-inch stuff, that was the stuff that went first. Was those background characters that nobody was really looking for.
You look
at
Transformers and shit like that. You get fucking Optimus Prime, Starscream, and Megatron, and Bumblebee with every fucking wave.
Yeah.
That takes up 4 fucking spots, and they're doing 5 releases. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what the fuck? Anyway,
I would like to see. Now, I never watched the show and I never collected it as a kid, but I have seen it in toy shows. Like, I'd like to see some kind of Exo Squad type of thing come out.
Oh, I think that'd be cool.
Yeah,
I would agree with that.
So, did you used to watch the cartoon?
No, never saw it.
All right, so you should watch that because that like cartoon like for kids, like you know what I mean. Like it had a lot of like
A lot of serious
stuff,
Yeah.
like that were racism and politics and all that other type of shit in that cartoon. I used to watch it in the morning before going to school, and I remember when those toys came out. You ever played with one of the toys?
No, I've just seen them.
Those those suits with the little guy inside was so cool, and I think they were pretty pricey too for the time, right?
Well, they had some
$30.
They had some motorization, I think, to a lot of them, or
like wind up parts and stuff.
But they were a crossover because some of those were new, and then they repurposed some of the Matchbox Robotech vehicles also, which was actually kind of cool.
See, I never knew that.
Yeah, if you go back and look, they had a like a Veritech fighter that didn't transform, but it could hold like a 3 3/4 inch figure, which Matchbox had released as Roy Fokker's jet. Back in the 80s and stuff. They had the hover tank from all those Robotech stuff. They got repurposed by Playmates for the Exo Squad. So it's a cool toy line. But you're right, it's a good series to go back and watch.
I might just do that just cause like I forgot about that cartoon until
It's kind of serious. It's like,
It was were they Martians or just another race? I forgot the name of them.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. It's like,
but yeah, that was a deep cartoon. That's a good one, Brian. I would be in for something like that too.
Looks like
at least one of them. At least like get just one of those Exos. We say that now and then wind up buying them all. Imagine having a 6-inch one and the toy itself like 12 inches. That would be nice.
I see a bunch of them on YouTube here, a bunch of episodes. Check it out. But what's weird is they're showing up as 17 minutes.
That's his commercials.
But back in the day, though, the show was 20 minutes or 22 minutes, right? And then there'd be commercials in between, but 17 minutes. That seems like
I wouldn't be surprised if they cut some stuff from that show out. With everything that's going on in this world now, how everybody's so sensitive, that's how deep of a show that was.
Okay.
Take the sand out of your vagina, America.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I hate sand.
It's everywhere. So irritating.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Would you guys be like interested in like a modern Centurions, like a kind of would see what they would do if they brought it up?
I mean, I was gonna say there are a lot of different lines that have not had any sort of love in 20 some years. So yeah,
'Cause
like your Centurions,
Yeah.
of course, Sectars is trying to get that love back. You know what I mean? I hear those
Visionary,
pictures
yeah.
are really good.
Visionaries and all that stuff.
Visionaries would be a good one.
Yeah. I just feel like they're not. I don't think with this industry they're not looking to create anything new because because I guess the risk of it and I guess coming up with lore and story and all that stuff because I just don't see the creativity of any of cartoon series. They always just redoing something from the past. And it's just like that's kind of the formula that they've been sticking to, and it's like you got a lot of things that happened in the past. Maybe you can I know it's all a risk in some case in what they bring up from, like you said, like Silverhawks. Did it have a following? Can it capture the children of this era in regards to the lore and the creativity and everything like that. So it's kind of like I just don't see Ben 10 was a good example of something that they created, and it's a great show and it has a great following, and I know a lot of kids love it. But do they do that anymore? Like I haven't seen anything new that they create that has a major toy line and putting all that money and capital into something that's just nothing. That's not like something that they brought up from the past.
Yeah.
So. It's just. I think the formula that they stick with is bringing things from the 80s and the 90s, and it's like, okay, then, there's a lot of good stuff there, but I guess there's some risk to them to say, do we want to invest in Silverhawks and put out a TV show and a toy line and everything like that, and have it fail like it did back in the 80s, or do we, try to make it more appealing to kids and, do the apps and do the video games and stuff like that to get them into the show and the figures and stuff like that.
Yeah, I just don't think it's like it was anymore. It's
I
like
know.
It's true.
the toy game is us.
Yeah.
Brian, like
They
Brian,
don't have
kids
kids
don't-
anymore.
don't run to the TV on Saturday mornings anymore.
Nope.
They run to their phones and their iPads and their, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I
remember
feel that
running,
way.
waking up purposely because if not, I would miss my favorite shows.
Yep.
Get your bowl of cereal. You know what I mean? My parents would be asleep half the time still.
Yep. Me too.
And I would just be there watching cartoons until, I mentioned it last week. It was like, I think I mentioned it last week. I mentioned it at some point or another, but at a certain point after Saturday morning cartoons, I don't know if you guys remember on Channel 7, they used to give movies. Like, like more like it was like a kid movie, but it was not really for a kid. Like they would pay, that movie with the witches with the mouse.
They turned the kids into mice.
Yeah, like it was stuff like that where
Yeah,
it was
called
PG-13 or PG movie. And they would play it after all the cartoons on Saturday. I remember watching TV until the mid-afternoon on Saturdays.
Yeah.
Now you have to have cable in order to have cartoons on, because the standard channels, the 2, the 4, the 5, and 7, whatever, they don't have cartoons on anymore.
Nope.
Yeah.
Like, I was going to ask if there's even Saturday morning cartoons anymore.
Well, it's funny you say the last 2 Saturdays, Keith, Bots in Disguise, has been sharing this channel to the Realm group and some other groups, and they've just got random cartoons, old cartoons playing live.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's actually there's a channel in the high where I am. It's a channel in the high hundreds that have the old sitcoms like Growing Pains and all those Family Ties and stuff like that. That's played on nonstop.
Is that Boomerang?
I think so.
Remember
Boomerang plays things other than cartoons?
No, I think it was maybe I'm thinking Nick at Night or some shit.
Yeah. Remember Nick at
Boomerang
Night?
was
They played it all
cartoons,
that.
right?
Yeah.
You're right, Dave.
If you eventually get all those old sitcoms went on Nick at Night eventually. But
Mhm.
but I think with kids, I think the window is just is shorter. Like I think now with kids, like the 3-year-olds to like maybe not even like I think it's like from 2 to 4. Those are the kids that are going to be watching those, those kids cartoons that are so kiddish now that it's just, because that's those kids are the kids that are going to be sitting in front of the TV. But after 5, like 4 and 5, they're already on electronics, and they're already like they don't even want to deal with the TV anymore. And it's like it's just I feel like with like the kids that are watching Rescue Bots and fucking like Blue's Clues and all those types of that's where kids are watching TV, and that's the programming that are for kids, and that's what's growing. It's popular. But now these days, we're back when we were kids. The window was larger. It was from like from 3 to almost 12, where you were watching cartoons.
Well,
And
the thing is too, Dom, is like the cartoons nowadays are a little more educational.
Yeah.
The
A lot
crap
more
that we used to
educational,
watch, like you really think about it, when you watch the shit that we used to watch, like you didn't really learn much until the last.
You learned how to be a good
and they were
person,
like,
Dave.
huh?
You learned how to be a good person.
Yeah, but it was
you
at the
learned
end of
right
the
from
episode,
wrong.
They were like,
And
"So what you learned today, everybody?" And they come out with some kind of blurb, and then everybody like, "Go Joe" or whatever the thing was.
Hey, it all matters.
Yeah, the Super Friends used to teach you like how to do crafts and stuff.
Oh, dude, school
Remember?
is for fucking learning that shit.
They would
Fucking
like teach you how
TV
to
is
make
for
it.
learning good versus bad and evil. And
Do you remember
Yeah,
that? Like Aquaman and Wonder Woman would come on and tell you how you can make like a piggy bank
But
out of like a milk
I
gallon?
think-
the hell?
I think that-
No, I
I
don't
think-
remember that.
Yes, no, Google, look it up. I'm serious. Like those Super Friends cartoons with the Hall of Justice would often have like little blurbs there about how you could use these like leftover household items and turn them into stuff to use. I kid you not.
But I think that's what's the problem, because I think when we were kids, we were watching shows like that basically taught you how to, be friendly, be respectful, and
Thank you, Dom.
and re-educating, like reteaching itself. Like the same thing with school. You're fucking learning the same shit from fucking 2nd grade to goddamn 8th grade, and it's just a little bit harder, over time. But like the thing is you're learning math. It's no matter what, you learn the same shit from 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade. It's just reteaching yourself so it just sinks in. Where with cartoons, you had that at our age, but now with kids, they drop off at 4, and then they're on these fucking YouTube, watching adult shit, and they're so isolated, and they don't give a shit, so self-centered, and it's like they don't learn the social
And they
skills.
don't get any heroes. They don't get any fictional heroes.
Exactly.
There's no one to
Like, you
look
ever
up to. There's no one teaching them any sorts of manners or anything like that.
Exactly. Like
Well,
I'm sure there's exceptions.
I'm not a parent, but isn't that the parent's job?
It is.
It is.
It is.
I've noticed that. I mean,
I'm just saying.
But at the
with people
same time,
in our age group, like
like people in our age group, like our parents did, to a certain degree, they did teach us those things, but we had that stuff to fall back on.
Exactly.
The stuff we learned from what we saw and what we played and what we watched.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Because
what
I'm
we
not
listened
saying
to, that was the reinforcement.
exactly.
There's none of that now. There's none
Exactly.
of it.
I feel like, don't get me wrong, parents in the 80s and 90s were busy too. They're busy.
No,
fucking
listen.
busy. These days, parents are busy as well.
all winners today.
We're looking.
All winners.
You guys, you're looking back as adults with that
You're so
nostalgic
special.
vision. You can't
This
tell me
sounds-
that of the five.
And you,
I don't know if I buy.
first. Special.
I don't know if I buy out of the 5 of us that anyone watched He-Man as a kid and was excited to sit around for the end for them to recap the lesson. Like I think by then you were done and you saw what you wanted to see. You knew what was coming. I don't think that you sat there and listened to that, and I don't think that taught you anything you didn't already know.
Gary, we were smart kids. We got the lesson just by watching the show. We didn't
Exactly,
have to
Brian.
listen again.
Exactly. It was fucking beamed
I didn't
into
need
us
somebody
by
to
magical
narrate
waves.
to me what I just watched. I fucking
Right.
just watched it.
That's just it too. And we were more physical. We were outdoors more. Like these kids, they don't leave the house. They're inside all the time, and they always look for their answers on the web.
But
They-
that
Like
like
Ryan said, we learned
they-
firsthand. They're learning Google. What do I do?
Dave,
You
you,
know?
should send your daughter
that-
out the door
but that's the
tomorrow
thing.
and don't let her come back in until the streetlights come on.
No,
No,
I
for
think
free.
Oh, she's only 3.
If she was
But that's
sick,
the thing.
maybe I would. At 6, you should be able to fend for yourself and kill a squirrel with a fucking stick or something if you're hungry.
But that's the thing, though. With these cartoons, you had toys with them, and that made you go out to get them, and then you share with your friends, and you walk over, and you're playing. You have you're playing like fucking action figures together, or fucking constructs, or Legos and shit. That doesn't happen these days. That doesn't happen. Like my 10-year-old nephew or like my nieces locked themselves in a room, and they're fucking chatting up, doing TikTok on their fucking phones. Like, it's just not the same. It's not the fucking same, dude. It's just like, what are you doing? Closed door in the rooms with a fucking doing TikTok, taking pictures of fucking, it's
We
just,
know what you're doing in the closed room.
I'm just saying, don't go there.
You said you were combing your hair.
I don't know. I think another thing too is like kids nowadays, like there is no straight home from school anymore. There's always like after school programs and stuff. And I think kids get a lot more homework now than they used to. Like I've talked to some of my friends that are parents, and they're
reteaching them math. This is a new way to do fucking math.
I think it just boils down to what kids are actually doing, if they're doing what they're supposed to.
So wait, Eric in the chat just wrote something, right? And it kind of makes sense. He's like, so let's bring it back, guys. We have to get out there with them at times as well. So he makes a lot of sense. Would you say like we're still big kids because we meet up and bring our toys together? Like we're doing it.
We're doing what we did back. Yeah, we're doing it.
We do it every Tuesday. Bring the toys to the
so
talk
the
show.
the problem is like I feel that kids have no interest in this. Like, okay, so like I've had plenty of roommates in here, and they've like most of them have had kids. The last guy that was here, he had 3 kids. He had 2 boys and a girl. The boy was 11. He didn't give a shit about anything. He just wanted to fucking play Fortnite. Like he wouldn't talk to anybody, like even his dad or his brothers and sisters. He'd come down here, get a fucking pack of fruit snacks, go back and play fucking Fortnite. The middle boy, he was obsessed with Legos, so he at least played, and he made shit up in his mind, like wrote stories for it and everything. So like he was a bit creative with that. The daughter, it was like her phone and her doll that she carried everywhere with her, and that was it. Like kids have no interest. Like they're interested in what they I want to watch this. I want to watch YouTube and Minecraft. He's building Minecraft. You know what I mean? And that's like that's it. It's one track.
And I agree with that. I just want to say this. I agree with Eric. It's all based on the parents and how they get involved with the kids, and if they pass down what they've enjoyed and actually embrace the value of what they gotten out of it, and they kind of mentor their kids into the same type of things that they've done when they were kids. There are parents out there that do that. I see that. There are exceptions to the rule, but then there's a lot. I'm not saying it's whether it's the majority or what, but there are people out there parents are out there that just might not have the time, or maybe didn't have the experience as we would have, or like someone would have growing up in the 80s or 90s with the cartoons and the toys and the social gatherings in regards to what it brought when you were a kid. But at the end of the day, it's like those kids long and sure are going to get those other kids who maybe are attacking your kids, and let's go on Facebook. How many likes do you have? Oh, I have only 5 likes. Oh, you suck. What's wrong with you? Take that shit down.
Is this for real? What?
Oh, dude, no fucking joke, dude. It's like it's all about likes, views. How many views did you get? Oh, how many likes did you get on that post? Oh, 15. I'm taking it down. Like I've heard kids say like, oh, if I don't get more than 100 likes within an hour, I will take my post down because I don't want to get embarrassed. I'm like, what?
I think Eric's got a really good point. It wasn't this year. I think it was last year. You know, I got to meet his wife and his girls at TFCon. It was great, and they might not have been really interested in the TFCon stuff necessarily for very long, but you could tell that they were having fun being out in that environment, with their parents. And I think that's the same thing. I think you guys are like, whether you take your kids to a car show hobby, right, and you get them exposed to that, or you take them fishing and let them get exposed to that. I think it's just a matter of what you do with it. You can't assume that, that the other factors are going to guide them to have interest in stuff. If that's the case, then they're going to just gravitate to what's around,
Yeah, well, what's around is their friends going on, Facebook, or it's not even Facebook anymore. It's like fucking Instagram, or like, or TikTok, or fucking Twitter. I don't know what the new hip fucking thing is going to be in the next, minute.
Snapchat.
But there are
Snapchat,
people,
and it's like,
listen, there were guys this age, maybe not on a podcast in 1985. It's the same age as average as we are, of course, right? But probably sitting around, having a drink somewhere, talking about their kids playing with these little plastic figures.
listen, Gary, we're social distancing, okay, man? They tell me to social distance.
And the money they spent on that instead of out playing sports and stuff like that. It's all relative from group to group. I think there's a lot of like looking back with those proverbial rose-colored glasses for nostalgia, because I don't know, all those lines we were just talking about, it's cool, but I don't know how many people would actually spend the money and support it, even of our age. I'm not talking about kids.
Yeah, I try. I mean, I try to with my daughter, at least I try to like bring a little bit of the old stuff in, like whether it be a toy into her room, or have her watch, like, let's say Care Bears or the Smurfs, something that I liked growing up.
Didn't you buy didn't you buy your daughter like a popple? That like a thing that turns into from a ball to a thing like those. That's like I'm not, like I said, Dave. I know there's people out there that haven't that share that experience with their kids, and it's great because I think that you're teaching them, a little bit about the past and how we grew up as, and what we were exposed to. Because I think with this, like, I'm not saying it's bad what they're exposed to. It's just a lot more. It's like they're growing up faster. Very earlier in their childhood. It's like they're exposed to more
because their parents are putting a fucking phone in their fucking hands at an early fucking age, so the parent can do whatever the fuck they want and keep their fucking kid occupied. That's the fucking problem.
And I see that sometimes, JD. I do see that. And just walking to any grocery store and a parent that has a kid, and instead of them crying all the time, they have a phone right in front of their head watching their favorite little cartoon or YouTube or some type, or chit chat, TikTok or Snapchat, whatever the case they're up to, and they're good and they're not crying, and I'm satisfied. Let me do my thing. And I know there's a time and place for all that, and I just feel that type of exposure tends to make kids grow up a little bit faster than they should. And I don't know whether the isolation has to do with it, and causing them to isolate themselves and not be more friendly and open.
Is when this pandemic is over, if I'm ever near your houses, I'll make sure I don't walk anywhere near your lawn, because you guys sound like really just angry at people. So
I'm not angry. I observe to the point where, because I don't have a child, I don't have a kid, and I'm just observing what I'm seeing, and granted, it's a small view. I'm not there 24/7 with them, seeing what they're doing, but like it's just, I just feel like a little bit of where kids are going and how they isolate themselves, and I might be talking minority than majority, but
hey, can we?
No, it happens a lot, Dom.
Can we talk about the fact of all the people that are home with their kids? And Dave, I'm sorry, because I know that you're probably tough on you, and how they're like, oh, how great is it to not have kids? You don't even know how tough it is. And we can all be like, actually, we do know how nice it is, because we chose not to have them.
It's that old commercial. Yeah, right now I know, like, my boss right now has two boys, and he's like, the attention that a kid needs, especially when they're young at like 5 and 6, and it's just, they're just running around the house.
That's the best fucking time.
It is. I can, in regards to playtime, but when you need them to settle down and be quiet for like a couple of minutes.
No, you're saying 5 and 6. If this little fucking thing down there does not
Yeah.
relax. By the time she's 5 or 6, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Well, it's funny.
Because listen, 3 is the
Yeah.
No, Tyler.
Right.
Tyler last night, people trying to get activities and stuff to last 2 weeks and burned them out in 2.5 days, of burning through all this stuff.
Well, it's funny. Like I'm working from home, and obviously everyone is working from home. And I'm on conference calls. And this morning, it's like people forget to mute their phone. You hear nothing but like dogs barking, kids coming up, and like this one girl on my team, she forgot to mute her phone. She's like, "Oh, that's so nice. Look what you drew." Like, you're not talking, go on mute.
Yep.
It's just,
Same thing is happening with me, Brian. Like it's interesting and it's just I can imagine how hard they're doing. It's hard. It's a pretty hard time for parents these times because they're actually teaching and homeschooling their kids and actually doing work if they are working from home and stuff like that. So
I've been trying to teach my kid, so I'm trying to show her right now how to draw her name, right? So she'll go. I'm not even kidding you guys. I'm not making this up because this is my daughter. She can draw a human circle face with ears, nose, eyes, mouth, and even hair. Okay, but she can't do a K for her name. So I'm like, look, Chloe, you go down 1, and then cross, and then cross. She's like, okay, Daddy, I'll do it. She goes to do it, and she just goes and scribbles. I'm like, just do it again. I could have been there at least 15 minutes, and she didn't do one. So then I was like, all right, I got to go take a shit. I'm going downstairs. You be all right for a minute? Yeah, I'll be right back. So I tell my wife, I go, she's up there by herself. Listen out, I got to take a shit. I'll be right back. So I go, take a shit, come back upstairs, and lo and behold, she goes, Daddy, look what I did. I'm like, what? And she did it.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't look like a perfect K, but it was there. And I was like, all right, now do it again. So now she does it, and what does she do? She reverts back right to what she was doing before I went to fucking shitter. And she goes, line, scribble, scribble, scribble. I go, how'd you draw that? Draw that again. She won't do it. I'm like, oh, this is so frustrating.
It's because you weren't there.
Yeah, exactly. Because I wasn't
Just
there.
messing with you.
And we also learned your daughter's an artist, and that when Dave goes to the bathroom, it's a household event, and he likes to tell
I have to tell everybody.
I
It's a household event. I tell you all on Tuesdays too.
well, maybe he has to say that, Gary. Otherwise, he knows that the girl's gonna come looking for him in like 2 minutes.
He's just trying to get 45 minutes to shop online uninterrupted. That's what it is.
Dave forgot to tell you. He also called his mom. Mom, I'm going to take a shit.
Yo, it is fucking like that here because so I've told you guys how like my job's a little lax. It's not like I have to be plugged to the computer all day to work. Like as long as I know what I'm doing, I know I can get it done within a certain time frame. I'm not gonna, I can if something's not arriving for 5 days, I don't have to jump on it this second. That's how my job is, right? So with that said, there's a lot of times I'm with Chloe all day. So I'm with Chloe and I'm hanging out with Chloe, and it'll go like 2 hours. And then I'm like, all right, I'm looking at my phone. I got like fucking 3 or 4 emails that, need me to actually get onto the system to address. And when I do that, like it just so happens that's when Lauren wants to talk to me. She hasn't talked to me all day fucking long.
Oh, don't start with me.
Now I'm working and you want to talk to me and tell me a story, and Chloe wants to climb on top of me. And I'm like, dude, you've been left alone all day to work, right? Can I get a fucking hour to myself? Like you have to do it. Like, so that's why I'm like, I'm going to take a shit. She's upstairs. Because if not, all hell will break loose. Daddy's in the toilet for 5 minutes. You know what I mean?
You heard my rant this morning, Dave.
Oh.
It's just like they just know when to like start pushing that button. I'm like, what the fuck? I just want to get this shit done.
It's like she wakes me up from my nap at fucking 4:30 in the afternoon.
Oh my god!
To remind me to punch out for
right
work, and then fucking tell me when I'm gonna start cooking dinner. Like, come on, bitch! Like, I just woke up. Give me some time.
Gary's gonna
4:30 in the afternoon.
attack him, Gary. Attack him.
I want you guys
Go,
to
Dad. Go.
I want
go.
I want you all to like maybe listen to this episode while you're working from home tomorrow
I need
and
my
hear
fucking nap, Gary.
how angry everyone is, and Dave's not getting a nap at 4:30 in the afternoon. It's surreal. I'm not
Listen,
judging. It's just
Dude,
an
quarantine
observation.
takes a lot out of me.
Yeah,
man.
There's
it's
a routine, Gary. There's a routine to it.
Well, listen, I don't know that because it hasn't affected. It's
Well,
not
stop eating chicken for a week, Gary. Let's see how it happens.
We're all suffering, Don.
Steven's angry.
I'm
Gary's gonna be
suffering.
taking a nap after he didn't have fucking chicken for a week. He's like, I don't have my chicken. I'm going to sleep.
It's true. That's true.
Well, I guess that's a good way for us to end the show on a smile and a laugh. Let's start going down the line, tell everybody where we're at, all that good stuff. You know how it works, right, guys? By now, episode 100 and something.
10,
Who
110.
are you?
Hey, Dom, you went last. Go first. Tell them where you're at.
You can find me at the groups, Don and Grasso here Tuesday nights with you guys. And be safe. Wash your hands. And if you do go outside, do be courteous to others and keep your distance and wear those gloves. If you have masks, wear the masks. Do your part, man. Let's curve the curve. You know what I'm saying? Let's bend that curve and let's not get this virus the better of
Flatten the
us.
curve.
Flatten the curve. That's what they're saying these days. Yeah, flatten the curve. Let's flatten that curve and that's it. Thanks, guys.
Good shit. How about you, G Money?
Gary on the Facebook groups, and this is not a buy sell trade thread because we have a separate group for that. But if anyone happens to source air chilled chicken breasts, please let me know. Go and post in the realm. I'll be happy to give you a shout out if I can go pick some up. So
I'll supply the dry ice.
right, I appreciate it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like we used to do those posts and be like, hey, I'm going to be at the store for another 5 minutes. Anybody need these? Retail plus shipping.
Oh, dude, you're gonna get a bunch of posts tomorrow on
in.
the Collector
Right.
Facebook.
I'm in.
Karen,
Let's
I found
help
the
each other
chicken.
out. Right. Air chilled chicken. It's I'm PayPal ready.
Wait.
I'm saying. No, I'm just kidding.
All right. How about you, Brian?
I just want to let you know that I did eat meat that was 3 years old again in my freezer today, and I'm still feeling good. So,
Wait, how old was it?
it's been in there since 2017.
Brian is determined to.
2000. That's
What?
3
Yeah.
years. That's 3, not 2, Brian.
He said,
Yeah,
Wait,
three.
wait,
I said 3.
What type of meat?
It's steak.
Is it like pork? Oh,
Oh,
steak.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It was
Fine,
really
it's
good.
frozen.
It was still really good.
that shit's all fucking. It's all fucking vac sealed and it's
Yeah.
frozen. It'll
Yeah.
be fine. It's
So
fine.
6 months from now, someone's going to be in a podcast on the other side of the world and be like, "This is what happened because some guy ate 3-year-old meat from his own freezer and caused a different chain reaction all over again."
Oh, my
Oh no,
God.
good.
Stop it.
dude! Patient
You're the
zero.
world's
What a title to
Brian.
have. Yeah.
Wow.
Fuck you, bat boy. Fucking whoever ate bat soup. God damn it.
Well,
Freezer meat boy.
Brian, did you say goodbye yet? Do you want to say goodbye now?
Yeah, you can find me at Brinklizer on Instagram. Some people have been following me, but just like showing up. Maybe new people watching the show. So yeah, I'll have to go through my notifications and we'll give a follow back. So I'll go ahead and reciprocate. And yeah, that's where you can find me. I'll be here again next week.
Better be.
Same chair.
How about you,
Do
Jay?
you guys think about maybe changing your chairs around? Like, I don't know.
Brian needs to get out of that fucking room.
Yo,
I thought about sitting up in the project room tonight.
guys, I think we should text Brian every 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah,
Don't. I'm
dude.
too
Alright.
fucking busy to be dealing with that shit.
Heart emojis. You got smiley heart
JD, tell him
emojis.
where to find you, JD.
You can find me here. Like in this house. You can find me here on the show every Tuesday evening. every other Wednesday on Figga Bangin'.
No figure banging this week. No.
No new show this week. Next week will be a new show. And give some love over at the Shelf Gravy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yum.
Making me hungry.
Pouring on the
Gravy.
details.
Makes me some gravy now.
Pour on the details.
Chan came up with that. It's
That's
perfect.
good. That's good.
Pour on the
it.
details.
I like that. I like
Fucking
that.
That is really good.
Well, what the hell?
It turned into figure banging.
I was looking.
Brian's trying to fast forward through this.
Someone bust out a toy.
Get me out of this house. Get me out of this room.
It's Wednesday, guys.
Wednesday, guys. What are we reviewing? Wait, where's Ace?
Well, guys, I'm Energon Addict.
Yeah,
You can find me on Instagram, Energon Addict, David Colon in the Facebook groups. Here on Tuesdays with these clowns. And
do you guys have a recommendation? How would you throw a party in space?
oh, here we go.
In
No.
space, like a space themed party, or
No, a party
Like
in space.
an actual space.
You got to plan it.
Dude,
All right, guys, and with that, we're gone. We're out of here.
you're such an old fart.
Say it with me now.
Realm.